Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next session of From Nothing, Lorna's story. We're picking up basically where we left off. We're in the Mykex Manor, and you are preparing to, well, I
Go to
suppose
bed.
you're preparing to go to bed.
Yeah.
So, in that case, is there anything you wish to do before going to bed?
Um, she will just try to continue to connect with her unhatched egg. It's a nightly ritual.
Okay.
She does the same thing. She talks to it. She reads things to it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can do that. What's your current progress on it? Do you know?
What's in a recent session? Egg. 1 second. I strike egg 100.
Okay. Noted. Go ahead and roll a charisma check. Straight charisma.
Okay. I roll 15.
Okay. Go ahead and mark that 100 up to 110.
Hooray.
So, Lorna, as
Mm-hmm.
you are winding down, getting ready to go to sleep, you are spending time with your little ice drake egg. You're in Skolna's family home, and it is getting later in the evening. It's hard to feel, or hard not to feel, a strange sense of worry and anticipation. As you know, tomorrow you teleport back to the Maryguard Academy. And you plan, at least from what I understand, you
Mm-hmm.
plan to have an encounter with Ffion.
Yes.
What's going through your mind?
Oh, she is anxious. As far as she's been able to put together, uh, Ffion has been working against her best interests this whole time. And that really hurts because she always kind of looked at her like a parental figure, in a way similar to her own dad. And to have had such blatant manipulation orchestrated on her has made her like look through the lens of all of their interactions since she can remember how much of it was real, how much of it was her actually caring, how much of it was just the master telling to keep tabs on her. She doesn't know. And it's very reminiscent to when she initially thought that her dad had lied and manipulated her whole life. So it's like she gets to do this twice with two different people, and it sucks. And she plans on asking Ffion when they have her in the Zone of Truth. She's planning on asking, among tactical questions like where is the master, where does she frequent, etc. She also plans on asking her, did you ever care about me? And she doesn't know what answer she wants to hear at this point. But she knows that whichever answer it is will kind of determine ultimately what she does with Ffion. She keeps playing the scenario in her head of whether she says, no, I never cared about you, or yes, I did care about you. Two different outcomes, and she's trying to figure out which one she's ultimately going to have to do tomorrow.
Okay. You settle in with these worries on your mind. I think Anscombe knows you pretty well by now.
At this point.
And as you are laying there trying to settle, hear a quiet, "Hey."
Hey.
I can hear your thoughts going a mile a minute.
Sorry. Huh. We'll settle down eventually.
It's okay. I don't know what I would do if I was about to handle learning everything that happened to me. I don't know how well I'd handle that. I think you put such pressure on yourself to handle it perfect that you don't let yourself mess up. But we're here
Yeah.
to catch you.
I know that. And ultimately, whatever my answer is for everything, at least I'll know. And that's better than guessing.
Yeah. And you know I'll love you no matter what you choose to do, right?
Yeah, I'm not worried about that at all.
Good. Come here.
She'll scoot closer.
As he wraps you up to try and help you calm down. Roll me a wisdom save at advantage.
Aw. Thanks, Yanscom. Let's see. First roll is an 11. Second roll is much better. 21.
Despite the anxiety, despite the anticipation of what's going to happen, despite the unknown, you manage to quell those thoughts long enough to fall asleep, and you do not suffer exhaustion.
Yeah.
The next morning, early, whether you choose to you chose to wake up that early or not, you stir as a transcription paper appears.
Ooh.
It is a brief message from Persh. All it says is, "Please make us aware if you are teleporting in today or not." Persh.
She will respond. We do plan on teleporting in today as soon as possible and sign it and send it.
It vanishes. There is no return.
Okay.
Parchment. So
She will get her troops.
everyone is this kind of this feeling of the air before the battle. Whether it's a battle or not, kind of is up to you guys. But it's that anticipation. And as you gather everyone up, basically everyone collecting in the den. The first one to speak, as everyone kind of enters eventually, is Burke. This is a hell of a house. I understand we have big plans today.
That's right.
I hesitate to repeat. I'm not allowed to interfere or participate.
Mm-hmm. I'm not worried about that. I don't. That's not as dangerous as the fight with Carcerix. I don't think.
Well, from what I understand, there's going to be a form of an interrogation that occurs.
Mm-hmm.
Please be aware that if things become volatile, I will be bound by my oath to step in.
Elaborate on what you mean by volatile.
As a Vionite, I understand that questions must be answered, that information must be gleaned. However, if unnecessary and unjust agony is dealt to the one being questioned, I cannot stand idly by and allow that to happen. So if it
I
is...
do.
Hmm?
I was just going to say, I do appreciate your sense of morality. More people should have it.
If you would prefer I not be there, I cannot say that I would entirely approve, as then I must assume the worst. But I will respect your wishes.
I think I would actually appreciate your presence to keep my emotions in check.
I think that is wise of you.
I don't want to do that. That's not the kind of person I want to become.
Very well. It's not personal.
I understand that.
I understand this is a personal matter for you.
Well, Nora says she had suggestion, so if that actually pans out, we won't likely even need to use force.
That is good to hear.
If we can get her to sit still long enough to cast it and put the zone of truth on her, we might not even need that necessarily if the suggestion is tell us everything we want to know, truthfully, to the best of your knowledge. She might not even need the inability to lie. Although, it might help just to have a second layer.
I might need to cast it multiple times. It is just a round, one action.
Oh. Okay, that does suck.
It's not gayish.
Only a minute? Hold on, let me pull up suggestion just so I can see it. Can we learn gayish?
You can go buy a scroll of it.
Ugh, I would take me hours to transcribe it.
It would.
I guess I could just cast the spell. That'd be an expensive one. Hold on, give me a second. That's not true. Suggestion, concentration up to 8 hours.
Read what the spell does to a person.
Okay, you suggest a course of action limited to a sentence or two and magically influence a creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you. Creatures that can blah blah blah. Asking the creature, the target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it pursues the course of action described to the best of its ability. The suggested course of action can continue for the entire duration. If the suggested activity can be completed in a shorter time, the spell ends when the subject finishes what it is asked to do. Okay, so just phrase it like, while we are sitting here with you, answer all of our questions honestly and to the best of your ability.
It's worth a try.
Well, that's the plan.
If it fails, or if she saves, because I don't know quite how powerful this person might actually be.
Neither do I. Well, does anyone have anything we can do to make it more likely that she'll fail? Bane?
Everyone kind of looks around
Lilith?
at each other. Lilith?
Bane?
Does Lilith have Bane? Let's see. She does have Bane.
Okay. If you could do that, Lilith, before we cast suggestion, that'd be great.
I could give it a shot. What's the worst that'll happen?
It won't work. Does Lorna think she knows of any other spell or potion or ingestible? Ingestible? Is that a word?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Um,
An alchemy, sort of a gas that she can, something that might just make it harder for her to succeed.
well,
Arcana, history.
roll an Arcana.
And pop into Buds. That is a dirty 20.
You know that Mind Sliver is a spell that also reduces individual saves, which is a cantrip.
I have that.
Bestow Curse can force disadvantage
I
on
think I have that
saves.
too.
Um, let's see.
Check my spell list.
Silvery Barbs can also force a reroll of a save.
I have Bestow Curse. Okay. So scroll on. You're right. Ability checks and saving throws.
There
Yeah, okay.
are.
Lorna will prepare Bestow Curse.
You also know that there are definitely potions and tonics and those sorts of things that can apply similar effects if they are ingested.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. I have Bestow Curse. Lilith has Bane. Nore has the suggestion.
All right,
Let's
so
just.
hold on. I have a question now.
Hmm.
We're talking about all these things that we're going to do to try and get this caretaker to spill the beans.
Mhm.
I know we talked about getting in touch with the kobolds, the Underkingdom
Yeah.
below Farim, and the Underdark beneath the Merigard is where this is likely going to happen. But I haven't talked to them yet. What's the... Okay. Walk me through. We teleport to the Merigard.
Mhm.
Then what?
Go find the kobolds. Because if they're not going to help us, we need to figure out a different place to do it.
Okay.
But, I'm willing to bribe them if they want. Or a task. I'm willing to negotiate for their help. I don't expect it for free.
Okay. Yeah. If I recall, Scarrow's not exactly big on bribes unless it's the right kind.
Sure. Well, I'm willing to figure out what that is or, take his lead on what he'd like.
Do we have any gems?
Give me I wish I'd saved that ruby. I have gems. She kind of pulls out some coins. I have platinum coins from Vicar. Not really gems.
It's not a gem. It's not a gem at all.
No,
It's...
I know that. I have an impression stone that I found in the deserts outside Shona.
What does that do?
It holds memories that legend lore would be able to figure out if cast upon it.
Does it look like a gem?
Can Lorna pull it out? What does it look like?
It's like a... It does look like a black onyx gemstone. Though it's not... It's like translucent. It doesn't quite let light all the way through it. The edges of it seem to have a sheer quality that lets the light reflect oddly. And it looks almost ghostly on the inside.
This looks pretty cool, she says, holding it up.
It's worth a try.
I could tell them it has secrets in it because it does. That's not a lie.
We're not... Okay, so... Scarrow's not the sort of... He's very quick and he's very smart, so he's not going to be deceived.
That's not a deception. That's the truth.
I know. Let me fucking finish what I'm saying, Lorna. God damn. He's not one that we're going to be able to haggle with. Either he's going to be interested or he's not. Okay? So if he says no, we have to accept that and move on to something else. If we have anything else to maybe sweeten the deal...
Hold on. I have a Greywatch amulet. I have a Revivify diamond, but I'd like to keep that.
That may be
I have
wise.
a conductor plush that's 3 feet tall.
A what? You have a what?
She got it at the tram station.
Yeah.
It's a little conductor.
Okay. Well, adorable, but perhaps not the best
Oh,
trade good.
wait a minute. Lorna has the living ermine statue that had a pair of ermines that can come to life, and she was told that they would like gather things. Can she see if they've been active and if they've gotten anything?
You check the ermines, roll a d100.
Please, if they have something, that'd be amazing. 13.
Okay.
Good roll.
Roll me a d4.
D4 is 4.
Okay. Roll me another d100.
Okay. What have these little guys been up to? 57.
Okay. The little statues of ermines are intertwined and wrapped around each other. And when you pull them out of your bag of holding, they create like a nest in between their weird, long little ferret bodies. And in that nest, you see there is a whole bunch of tiny little objects that they have
Ooh,
been gathering from all over the place.
amazing.
You see that there's a whole
What's in
bunch
there?
of things that are straight garbage. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
what looks like pistachio shells, probably from Shona. You see that there is a brass bell. It's tiny. And when it has a very musical sound to it, it doesn't seem magical, but it is a unique
It's just
bell.
a nice little bell.
You do find a tiger eye, which is it is a gemstone. It's not worth a lot, but it's a neat looking gemstone. It seems like they were probably interested in it. You do also find a moonstone,
Ooh.
which is another gemstone that's worth a little bit more. Not a lot, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a precious stone. But you do see that there is at the center of the nest a solid, oily colored black pearl.
Okay. We could add that to the the stone, the impression stone.
Yeah. As you are looking at the hall, you also see there is a tiny mirror set into like a little wooden frame, and the mirror is cracked. There is also a fancy like bottle cork, but impressed into the side of the cork is the image of a dove. And the last piece of garbage the Ermines collected is one of a set of earrings. So like one earring. And the earring is... Roll me a religion check.
Okay. Plus 5 to that. Yes, okay. Ooh, really good. 23.
Okay, you recognize the holy symbol of a masquerade. A half mask. Only one side of a mask is on this earring.
Is there... What kind of material is the whole earring made out of? Is it gold? Is it something less?
It's... Well, roll me an investigation check.
Okay. Lorna knows nice objects. Ooh, 26.
You see that the base of the earring that the mask is set into is probably silver. But then the face, which is a white face, is mother of pearl.
Okay. Okay. I think she'll like take all of the more valuable pieces of treasure into her hands, plus the impression stone, and say, "Do you think this is a good start? Something that we could work with?"
Tier looks at the collection, which is, in this case, the impression stone, a
Tiger's
black
eye
pearl, a tiger's eye, and a moonstone.
and the earring.
Oh, and the earring as well.
Yeah,
He
she's
looks at
including the
them
earring.
and he says, "Yeah, I mean, it's if he wants more than that, he won't outright say no. I don't think.
It's a good get our foot in the door kind of offer.
Yeah, I think so. I think it depends on after that the scale of how much help we need. What exactly are we asking them for? Just the location, or are we going to see if they'll help us?"
We'll start with the location.
All right, because the undertunnels. Oh, I know for a fact, that Maxwell uses them with the kobolds to get out to the Kylus Bay without being seen. So
Nice.
yeah, the smugglers' tunnels, or at least that's what they look like. Maxwell would never say that out loud. But you get, and as he's talking, you see Skolna has like sat up and is looking at him. And Tier
She's
looks
like,
up.
trade secrets.
Tier looks up and notices, and he's like, "What?
Didn't hear a word.
We trust Lorna, don't we?" And Skolna like looks at you, Lorna, and then shrugs and just sits back again.
I'm not gonna say shit. Lorna, before she puts the Ermine statue away, she did take some of their treasure, so she is going to give them things from her pack to like replace them. And this is stuff from like my starter kit. She's gonna give them a little bag of sand, a small knife. This is from her like background as a noble, a signet ring, which would presumably have the Cross family on it, and she has a Grey Watch amulet.
Okay.
So she'll tuck those into the nest as kind of like a replacement offering for what she's already taken.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to earn the ire of the Ermine.
Yeah, I mean, the statue of Ermines, they're wrapped around each other. You set these items in the nook between the two Ermine, and they seem to stay there. They don't like the Ermines.
She didn't expect them to react, but she doesn't like want to earn like ill will from these thefty little creatures. So
Sure.
she places it back in her bag with the treasures that they are keeping, and she has her own handful of goodies. Okay, that means I think we're pretty much ready to go. We're gonna count on our magic to make this work with Ffion. And I suppose if she succeeds everything, maybe one of us can run out and maybe get something like a potion that might be a little more convincing of her to be forthright with us. We'll tackle that when we get there. The point is we won't have to hide in Ferrum if we have Ffion in custody.
Right. Now, I wanted to ask, I know that we were talking about keeping your father separate from this. Is he going to be there, or do we want to?
No. Because if he's making moves that she's not expecting, I don't want to tip her off that we're planning something. She's going to know we're in Ferrum when we're ready to meet her.
All right.
And after we've taken care of her, then I'll talk to my father. But it'll be easier for him not to have to lie or act a certain way if he just doesn't know.
Yeah, good point. All right. I think we're as ready as we're going to be.
That's right.
Your party kind of like stand up and roll their shoulders and kind of get themselves ready. Lorna, how do you proceed?
She's going to go to the teleportation room, and the entrance word is the infernal word for friend.
Yeah? As you say, vestigio, the door opens up, and you see the intricate teleportation circle magically kept clean and ready to be used at all times. Now that you have the spell teleportation circle, you understand the key details and notes across this circle and how intricate it is. And you realize this circle is very old. It's probably the oldest part of the house.
Over 100 years?
For certain.
Because she knows the Marigard is only since the fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
So does she think it predates the Marigard?
Yes.
She's like, why and how? And then she considers maybe the Marigard structure proper is older than the institution that it houses.
You also know that teleportation circles that already exist can be connected to other ones.
Yeah. Yes, you make a good point.
It doesn't have to be made after another one.
Yep. Gotcha. That also makes sense. Okay. She has the passphrase that Persh gave her for this specific circle to the Marigard. So as soon as everybody's on it, she will
Everyone's
say it.
there. Everyone is like looking around. And as you do, Tyr says, "Do we have to hold hands for this? I don't know. Is it the same?
Does she
Different?"
think that they have to hold hands for this?
No, everyone that's on the circle will teleport.
She shakes her head and she'll say, "Trust and honor, we stand together."
It's instantaneous. As soon as you say the phrase, it's a hiccup of air, and then your immediate surroundings are, well, they're gone. And you find yourselves in the wooden, hidden teleportation room of the Marigard Academy. Which you've never quite seen this room. But as you arrive at the Marigard Academy, it feels good to be here once more. You hear the sound of a door opening up the steps, and you can depart the teleportation room in the Marigard Academy.
Okay, they're gonna go to Persh.
Yeah. You basically let out immediately in the lobby, and you see Persh is behind his desk, as he, well, usually is. And as you all emerge, Persh looks at you all as you slowly single file. Feels like I haven't seen many of you for way too long.
Couple weeks, but we're back. Hi, Persh.
Welcome back. He checks like a ledger and he says, "Nightingales."
Lorna tries not to look too disappointed
Why?
because he didn't know their name right off the bat.
Okay. Good luck with that. As he looks at you all as you've entered, he says, "I do need a report as to what happened in Shona."
Well, it was a long story, so I'll make it short. There's a lot of shonen politics playing against each other between families wanting to rule and make decisions.
That is not our problem.
Exactly. So what we did do is we stuck with the letter of the contract and we killed the Hydra. And whatever they want to do with their politics is up to them. Unless they want to hire us.
Right. You have
So
completed
the
the
Hydra's dead.
contract and the Hydra's dead. Good enough. Excuse me. You are provided your payment for completion of the Merkmar Hydra contract.
I took on this mission a year ago.
Do you remember how much you were supposed to get paid?
It was a year ago.
Yeah, I know. I'm asking. I'm just curious.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
So you see Persh look quizzically at Burke, but he doesn't ask any questions. He just is like,
Our entourage.
yeah.
The roadie.
Well, actually, no. As he looks at Burke, he would say, "Is that a new prospect? You seem to attract them."
Yeah, how is Cotter doing?
From what I understand, Widget has him training.
Oh, I thought he was going to be with Maxwell.
That's what I thought as well.
Interesting. Well, if he's here still, that's great. Burke here is on a Vionite quest to follow people accomplishing heroic deeds, such as us.
Such as you.
Heroic deeds, Persh. We do them all the time.
Right. And he reaches underneath the desk and doesn't comment on that.
Lorna actually says, Burke, do you want to go to the Marigard? Do you want to attend?
Burke looks at you and then at Persh, and he says, I am spoken for, but thank you.
All right. Well, I thought I'd get 3 for 3.
Perhaps after I complete my pilgrimage, I might consider further training elsewhere.
That's true.
But I'm doing well as a Vionite. And
You could be a fine knight and work at the Marigard.
And the Temple of the Holy Blade. No, thank you. For now.
All right, I'm just saying. I should be a recruiter.
You hear Persh like mutter, "You should pay for your tuition after all." And
Lorna absolutely would.
Okay, so every member of your party is awarded 1,500 gold pieces.
Woo!
So go ahead and add 1,500 to your inventory.
Don't tell me twice. Nice.
I do need to know if there is any repercussions that are going to occur regarding the slaying of a baron in Malachor.
Oh, no, we've already spoken to Lord Agitari about it.
Fantastic.
He was actually really grateful for us cleaning up a naughty baron, so.
I'm sure that's what it looked like.
He just shrugs.
Right. You've all earned yourselves a bit of leave when you're ready for your next mission. Return and I'll have something for you.
Okay. That's definitely a conversation. We do need at least a day here to do some odds and ends.
Well, you're dismissed.
Yep. Okay. So she will look at the rest of the party. Dear, how do we get to that place?
Follow me! And Tier walks out the front double doors. As soon as he does, and he's out in the courtyard, and the rest of the party follows and gets outside, he says, all right, so I kind of found this by accident. I don't know if I was supposed to find it, so if you get in trouble for knowing where this is, it's not my fault.
Right.
And Tyr leads the way, and as he's walking, you hear Skolna say, can we at least make sure no one is watching us?
I would actually really like to do that because I'm worried that Ffion would be casing this place for us to come back. So Lorna will absolutely look.
Right, okay. And Tyr casts Pass Without a Trace.
Ooh. I still would like to percept.
Sure, but first, roll me a stealth plus 10.
Gotcha. Dirty 20, so a 30.
Okay.
For Lorna.
Yeah, your team's stealth is already looking crazy high. And Scum rolled a natural 20.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah, the Pass Without Trace, the shadows creep up and seem to swallow the silhouettes of all of you. And you try and look around to make sure there's no one watching. Go ahead and roll me a perception.
Dirty 20.
The courtyard of the Marigard Academy is busy. There's a lot of people out training. There are what are likely mercenary students learning to ride horses. There are individuals that are training underneath the fighter program. But that strange effect of the isolation between contractors and students means that you can't really tell who anyone is. As now that you're looking around. Before, you wouldn't have even noticed them. They would have just slipped your notice. But as you're looking around, no one is paying attention to you, though you're aware there are people out in the courtyard. You just can't really get a defined sense of who they are or where they're looking, because they're not paying attention to you. Are you muted?
No.
Okay. Nothing came through, but I saw your mic pop.
Oh, I said, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry I missed that. So, as the party follows Tier, he goes along the western wall on the outside of the Merryguard Academy. And as he follows it, you see that there is a lone, wide oak tree, that the branches are well kept, and there's not a whole lot of like leaves or acorns on the ground around the oak tree. And as you get closer, roll me a nature check.
Oh, sure. 12.
Looks like an oak tree.
That's an oak tree.
Yeah. You watch as Tier like steps up to the oak tree, and he presses his hand into one of the knots on the end, on the side of the tree. And almost immediately, right where the closer side of the tree meets the ground, it falls away, and you see there is a narrow staircase that leads down. All right, in we go.
All right, Lorna will go in.
You find yourself walking down this narrow, tight, not super comfortable stairway until finally you emerge and you hear the sounds of water. And as you do, you are in a tunnel that is clearly like, it looks like an underground lake with a number of docks pressed out into and over the water. It looks a bit like this.
Where's Lilith?
Huh?
Where's Lilith?
I forgot to put her on the map.
Oh, there she is.
As you end up in these underdocks, it's clearly like it's well kept and things are organized. But right now, there's nobody down here. And Tier says, and this is where a lot of kobold business has gone on whilst I was on free agencies and such. So, you know, this seems like a good place as any. Nice and out of the way.
Yeah. So, who are we supposed to be talking to?
Right. Okay. Follow me.
Keep following me.
Tier leads the way along the docks until he gets to the far side of them, where the tunnel seems to wind back on itself, and it's a round end. And you're pretty certain this is like, based on where you are, you're like right underneath the Merryguard Academy right now. And the tunnel comes to a flat stop, and you see that there is a stone foundation, where this mud and dirt presses up against. And Tier gets up next to the stone wall, and then as he rounds the corner, there is a iron door, it almost looks like a utility door, like the sort of thing you'd expect, like in a sewer or something. Mm-hmm. And Tier raps on the door, and you hear from beyond the door, "What? Who goes there?" And Tier says, and he like looks back at the rest of you. It's Bristle Pink. I'm hoping to speak with
Lorna starts laughing immediately.
With the patriarch, he says loudly over Lorna's laugh. And you hear, "Oh! It's old Brushhead! Perfect!" Tier just, his head kind of dips. Yep.
We're so pink.
The door opens, and you see this small kobold who looks... So, on the immediate appearance, it looks like he's wearing rags. But when you get like a closer look at them, it's clear that the leathers that make up his clothes are well tanned. It's almost like a disguise to make him look homeless, whereas really the armor is actually like, it's clearly magical to your eldritch sight. This kobold looks out. "Who are they? Who's all them? You didn't say you had friends." And Tier...
Yeah, Tier, you should have said we had friends.
Tier looks at you. Right, I should have. What a mistake.
Hmm?
This is the contracting team, the Nightingales, of which I am their ranger. We have a proposal for Patriarch Scarrow, if you don't mind. And he holds out his hand to you.
Hi. Yes. Hello. She'll actually switch to Draconic out of nerves and just say, "We
Uh,
have an offer for Patriarch."
Kobold looks at you, tilts his head, says, in Draconic, an offer for Patriarch Scarrow. Good to know. What are you hoping to gain? What do you want from us?
We're hoping to use part of your tunnel system to corner and capture someone who's personally slighted us.
He looks at you warily. Troll! And as he says that, you see, rounding the corner, a older looking female kobold that's very red peeks her head out of the door. You called?
Oh, she's cute.
Surfacers want a deal. Before we go getting Scarrow, I thought you might want to talk to him. Yeah, okay, sure. And the one who is apparently named Troll steps forward, and she kind of brushes her hands off and... Hello, I'm Ambassador Troll.
Hello. I'm Lorna. These are the Nightingales. We're a contracting team for the Marigard.
Do the rest of your friends speak Draconic?
She looks at Lilith. She does. She looks at Nori. I think she does. I don't think any of them else do.
Then perhaps Common would be best for
I
manners.
was just hoping to be polite my own way.
We're flattered.
Well, good enough. She'll switch back to common. Long story short, there is a spy who doesn't know I know she's a spy, and I was hoping to lure her into a portion of your tunnels to prevent her from running away because we'd like to question her.
Okay. Is this Marigard business?
No, this is personal.
Okay, who's she a spy for?
Criminal overlord?
Copper Mask?
No, I can safely say that.
Okay, that's... Then we don't have to immediately shut you down.
Hooray!
We do a lot of business with the Copper Mask. If they had a problem with us, then, well, that would be a problem for everyone.
No, actually, the person who employs the spy is former Copper Mask, as far as I'm aware, or had ties to them but broke them. So she's actually on their shit list, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, good to know. Okay. Then maybe we might be able to swing that to our favor.
Sure.
Who is it?
The spy, her name is, as far as I understand, Ffion. She's a halfling. She came in to Ferrum maybe a few days ago, less than a week.
Yeah, we know her.
She's been waiting for us. You know her. Have you personally met her or just known that she arrived?
We don't talk to surfacers unless we have to. But we know everything that goes on upstairs.
Interesting. She's, we have some questions for her.
Okay? What's wrong with bringing her here? To the
This place
Underdog?
right here? There isn't. I just wanted to see if we could have any access to a place for us to obtain her without getting the law involved.
Ah, okay.
And if it was part of the conversation, maybe a little help. Maybe some traps.
What's that worth to you?
We put together some gems, some stones of some value.
Okay. Well, we can talk about that. Thing is, doing things outside the sight of the City Watch. The City Watch and us have an agreement.
Mm-hmm.
They leave us alone, we leave them alone. The Underkingdom doesn't need problems with, Farum law enforcement.
To my best ability, I wouldn't involve them at all. She's not a national of Aurelia, so
Yeah, she's Ceresian.
right. Just
Okay,
a foreigner, just a visitor who will disappear.
do you intend to kill her?
Depends on her answers. She's at least going to be neutralized.
Okay, so death is possible.
It is possible.
We won't be implicit to your murder.
That's fine.
Okay. I will bring this to the Patriarch's attention. I don't know about letting you use the tunnels. Traps? Sure. Information? Sure. This location? In here? We don't care. But once it crosses into the Underkingdom soil, that's when things get sticky.
I understand.
So, please wait here for a little bit. I'm gonna go see if the Patriarch has the time. And you watch as Ambassador Troll steps back through the door. And as she does, you see another one of these kobold guards kind of just comes out. And there are now two guards just standing on each side of the open door.
Lorna will, while they're waiting, Lorna will look at Tiara and just say, is there another way into this area that I could, if we end up using this place, that I could tell Ffion to come?
He points to the big open, entrance. And he says, if you go out in Carless Bay, you go past the South Docks, and you keep going, you'll find the river outlet that this leads to.
Okay. I just need to be able to phrase it in so many words, right?
Yeah, just say, south of the South Docks. Keep going till you find the river inlet. Follow that.
Let me count these words because I have a preliminary message. Okay. She has her message if that it ends up being this area.
Okay.
And then she waits patiently for the ambassador to return.
As you're waiting, you find yourselves waiting for quite a while. The kobold guards don't say anything unless you ask them questions. They're just kind of standing at attention. Lilith ends up sitting on the edge of the docks and hanging her feet and tail over the water. Norre sits down and starts working on whatever it is she usually finds the time to do, which is generally she's writing music. But everyone else is kind of just looking around the area, killing time. Eventually, you find yourself waiting around for almost 2 hours. Until finally, you hear footsteps coming up the tunnel, and you see the kobold guards come more at attention. And then Ambassador Troll steps back out, and she looks at you all, seeing that you're still there. She nods. And then you see an older kobold, bright red. A lot of kobolds are more rust-colored, but this one is bright red as he steps out. Surfacers,
Hello.
I understand you're the Nightingales.
That's right.
Why don't you tell me in your own words what it is that you're hoping for? I think I might have misunderstood what Troll was saying. Because it sounded like you were hoping that we would sanction a murder.
Lorna will explain, the same story, spy, questioning, but she will say, it is dangerous for this person to be allowed to live, but I understand you not wanting to have anything to do with that. We do not have to kill her here. It would just be convenient to lure her and trap her in, do our questioning, and if we need to take her elsewhere to deal with her as we see fit, it won't have anything to do with you.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. I have my vicar boon for today. I may use it. 18.
You know, we in the Underkingdom have an agreement with Corporal Logan and the City Watch. They stay away from us, we stay away from them. We keep our domain tidy, clear and quiet. They keep theirs out of our tunnels. It's an agreement that's worked very well for decades. You're among the first to try and cross the lines. Why should we make an exception for you?
Lorna kind of glances at Tier. Help me out here, man. You're the one with the relationship with them.
Tyr looks at you, and then back to the Patriarch, and Tyr says, if you'll recall, maybe about a year ago, I performed a task for you specifically, where we solved that Otyug problem, you know? The one where a certain matter of kobolds had gotten on the wrong side of the tunnels. And the problem was bigger than your client had said to the Marigon, but we did it anyway. I understand. I understand that the goodwill that you showed us, it went quite a ways toward making things easier on us. But you have to understand, for us to reach out for help, it's a bruise to our pride to have to rely on outsiders. That being said, what you've done for us, we appreciate it. We need a token of good faith that shows that whatever aid we might provide, it wouldn't go anywhere aside from each other's mouths, if you understand. We can't have word spread in any way.
That sounds perfectly reasonable. What would you accept as a token?
I cannot much allow our tunnels to be used for any sort of chase rigmarole.
Mm-hmm.
Frankly, in most other cases, should someone be talking to me about being complicit to a murder of anyone, it would be my responsibility to inform the City Watch and move on with our lives. As Pink Bristle had said, we do have some arrangements made in the past that call it a favor owed. These tunnels, our home. I am not comfortable with magic, explosives, any uncouth damage occurring to the walls and labyrinths of the Underkingdom. That being said, I do not mind should some of our number decide to show you some goodwill in arranging snares that might assist in your efforts, that is up to them to do so. I will not forbid it. As for the work here, I cannot say whether I can commit any information or resources, but Pink Bristle did gain some good faith amongst many of the guard. I'll let them know that y'all are needing a hand and see if they show up of their own accord. Is that good enough?
Just so I understand above table. He's saying we can use this, the underdock, right?
Uh-huh.
With any help that volunteers itself, including setting up.
He's saying that he's basically going to say, he's going to tell his guard that Tier is hoping for help capturing someone. And so if kobolds decide to volunteer,
that's on them.
Yeah.
And he definitely doesn't want us to murder her down here.
He's saying that he cannot be complicit to it.
Yeah.
So he's not going to help you kill whoever it is.
Yeah, sure. She doesn't want that at all. We will. That sounds wonderful. We'll definitely be respectful of your environment.
Good. I'm glad that you, like Pink Bristle, can see beyond just the mud and stone.
I know what having a home is like.
Good. Excuse me.
Bless you.
He nods, and then he looks at Troll, and he says, "Do me a favor and spread the word amongst the barracks. I have a meeting to get to." And you see Patriarch Scarrow just kind of like tips his head to all of you and goes back into the tunnel. And his footsteps vanish.
Whew.
Ambassador Troll looks at you all, and she says, "That went better than I thought it would."
It just gives her the thumbs up.
Okay, I'm going to go spread the word. I don't know what Pink Bristle's told you. Mostly we do our work at night. So, if you're going to set a trap, do it then.
Okay. Did you want those stones I offered?
Yeah.
Okay. Lorna will pull out Tiger's Eye, the Moonstone, the Black Pearl, the Earring of Masquerade, and the Impression Stone, and offer them to her.
She inspects each of them with a very appraising eye as she picks each one up. And she looks really close at the Moonstone and the Black Pearl, and she says, "Scarrow's gonna love these."
Ooh. Lorna looks pleased.
You can keep the other two.
Well, all right then.
She takes the Black Pearl and the Moonstone. She looks at the Impression Stone and she says, "I don't know what that is."
It has... We haven't uncovered them yet.
It has what?
It has secrets.
Oh, it's a magic stone?
I think so. I think if you cast Legend Lore on it, it tells you memories of...
Ah. She puts the Black Pearl back down in your palm and picks up the Impression Stone.
Oh.
Okay. He's fond of trinkets like this.
I can't guarantee what's on it, but I know something is.
He'll like that. I'll go spread the word. You perform your own arrangements.
Right.
And you watch as Ambassador Troll turns and leaves. The other guard that had stepped out is looking at your group, and then as soon as Ambassador Troll goes through the door, he turns back and he looks at Tier, and you see his face split into a huge fanged grin, and he goes, "Pig bristle!" And Tier leans back with a wide smile on his face, and he says, "Cozy, I'm so pleased to see you again. I was worried that they wouldn't get you out after all that trouble with the OTO. And you see the kobold that is so named as Cozy, apparently,
That's such a
goes up
cute
to
name.
Tier and, like, they basically hug.
Ew.
Tier looks at you over the hug and he says, "It's a long story. I'll tell you later."
Okay.
And Cozy looks up and says, "This crazy son of a bitch. I don't know if you've ever seen him, like, try and fight off anything bigger than he is, but he's an idiot about it. Holy crap.
Oh, I believe that.
There's a way of telling stories that doesn't make someone look so... All right. I'll fill you all in later. Can we get to what we were supposed to do here?"
Right.
And Cozy says,
Yes.
"Wait, if you can give me anything to tell the guys, I'm sure I can get a couple more, like, to get out here and help. Like, come on, for old time's sake." Cheer looks at you. "Well, it's a traitor, right? That's the easiest way to put it."
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. But see, if I'm gonna sell it to the other guys down in the barracks, I need more than that. I need, like, you know, do they smell bad? Do they steal somebody's kid? Do they...
I can put it simply for you. She was like a mother to me, and it turns out that she was manipulating me my whole life at the behest of a criminal overlord.
Yikes.
Yeah,
What's your name?
Lorna.
She looks at you, and he says, "Red Band." Yeah, okay. Cool.
Yeah, because of the hair. Wait, did you know a kobold named Grizz?
Yeah.
I met him on my first day at the Marigard, and I gave him some food, and he helped me harvest some briar hearts.
Grizz back, Grizz Len, Grizz Easy. Do you know?
Just Grizz. That's what he said.
Great. Okay, well.
Say, Grizz who knows Lorna. Hopefully he remembers me.
And he did something about what it would. I wasn't listening.
He helped me harvest some briar hearts. I fucked a couple up, and he got to take those to eat, but he also helped me get one without ruining it.
Grizzback. Okay, yeah. I remember that. He shared some of those around. Okay. Yeah. I'll see if I can find him.
Thank you.
Hey, no problem. And good looking out. He, like, does finger guns with his little claws at Tier. And the guards go back into the tunnel and shut the door.
Whew. Okay. She will hug Tier. You did great. Thank you.
I was worried they wouldn't, honor what they said, but it sounds like they did, so...
We definitely did.
Okay. Preparations, and
right,
wait till night?
That's fine. I guess that just gives us more time to prepare. So she'll look more specifically at Skull and Tier, but to everybody she'll say, we need to pick a spot and figure out how to fortify it. I have the directions to get her here, if she's smart enough to follow them, which I'm assuming she is. So we need to take a look at the space and figure out how we're going to use it.
We need to make sure whatever instructions we give her, we make it sound like you're trying to, have a quiet moment with her away from your dad.
Right. She actually pulls out a scrap of paper. This is what I'm going to send to her. Feel free to tell me if I need to change it. But right now it says, Ffion, I've snuck into Ferrum. I need to talk to you about what to do with my dad. South of South Docks, follow river inward, is my 25-word message.
I think I'd understand that, so she's have to.
Lorna just pats her on the back.
Skull
All right.
Nods. Do we have any magic that can hide all of us in plain sight, basically?
I can hide someone with greater invisibility. Maybe Skolna, or maybe someone plunkier, but the rest of us might just have to hide. Tier might be able to hide us with the natural surroundings if he has the time to do so.
Tyr nods.
The kobolds might be able to help with that.
Okay. So, when are we gonna spring this? When do you send the message?
Well, they said that it'd be best for them to help at night, so um, when the sun sets.
There's like a moment's hesitation by the entire group, and they said, and Lilith says, "Okay, so what do we do until then?"
Well, let's see who ends up volunteering, if anybody does, and see what kind of skills they have to offer, what kind of traps they might be able to set up.
This is all assuming that we can't keep a hold on Ffion, and she like slips away and goes
Right, it's a
into the
failsafe.
tunnels.
Or back out, so we kind of have to cover each direction that she might go. And maybe somebody in the water, if she decides to jump for it.
To that, Nore kind of like raises an eyebrow. She says, if, you know, she decides to try and jump in the water, I can get close enough, that I can portal her and myself back.
Okay.
And I can choose the spot. So, if we can have a trap set up that I portal and bam, she's caught in a trap or a snare, that might be a way to guarantee she's in at least one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be in a hiding spot, obviously. I can just, dimension door the instant that she is close enough to me. But because she's not willing, I imagine, it'll be a save. Everything's going to be a save. So,
Right. We just have to hope that we have enough fallbacks to ultimately secure her. And the same will go for questioning her. We are just stacking our chances.
right. As time passes, as you kind of have made your arguments known, and your ideas and the plans of all this, there is a particular group of kobolds that start making their way out of the main door. Many of them are in the same like guardian attire, the kobold guards that appear. But eventually, one kobold that you recognize as a very classic rust-colored kobold emerges from the door, and he looks pretty much exactly the same as when you first met him. He comes out.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, I recognize you.
That's good to see you again.
I mean, of course it is. And he just like gives you a flirtatious kobold wink.
Sure. You gonna help us catch a criminal?
I would love to. I brought a few friends of mine after they said that you needed help. You've met Cozy.
Mm-hmm.
This is Dagger and Bilby.
Bilby.
Dagger looks at you, and it's clearly a female kobold. She says, "So what's the plan, surface fuck?"
Well, the plan is we're hoping to subdue her ourselves, but if she gets out of our clutches, she's a fast little halfling, she might, to be able to trip her up enough that we can catch her again, so she doesn't get too far.
Sounds like you need some traps.
That's right.
Good. She pulls a backpack off of her back that you didn't.
I like Jagger.
She pours it out, and just rope and metal parts and
Yeah.
springs and spikes and pythons are all over the floor. And she says, I got enough here for 15 snares. And I think you guys have some too, right? And Bilby says, yeah, I've got plenty. We can absolutely lock this down.
These are gonna get her if nothing else does, that's for sure.
I thought maybe since you're talking about doing it here in this undertunnel, I could set up a snare web, a net over the water that if she tries to bail by swimming, it just comes up.
That would be amazing. That's so perfect.
And Nore from behind you says, saves me from getting wet.
That will work excellently.
You see the kobolds seem excited about the idea of trapping something as they're like rubbing their hands together, and you hear Cozy say, I've been looking for an excuse to get my hands on this place. Don't let Maxwell see us. They start running around and begin the process of trapping all over the place down here.
Lorna makes sure her well aware where every single trap is.
It requires some real study.
Yes, I figured there's going to be a lot of them.
There's a lot of them, and they're hard to see. Many of them, it looks like they're triggered not by someone like stepping in a certain place, but by one of the kobolds activating them. You see that there's all these little holes they're drilling in the walls and springs that they're installing in certain places that, at a glance, and even under some investigation, it just looks like debris and refuse that's been left here, and it looks believable. They're all very well camouflaged. It seems as though Tier's instinct about using kobolds to trap was inspired.
It was the right one.
I'm going to roll for them. We'll see just how well they do on hiding their
Go,
traps.
kobolds, go!
A 27. Yeah, so there are so many traps installed down here that you're pretty confident there's no single route one could take that's a straight line that wouldn't hit at least 3 traps.
Nice.
They're all snare traps. They're all meant to restrain. None of them do any harm to the person that is captured. And the DC to escape from one of them is 27.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got this locked.
As this happens, the kobolds build their traps. They spend some time explaining them all to you. Until finally, you see, like, they've been working for hours to install all these traps. At some point, they do bring out a meal that they share with you. They call it Krilton. What it is this wide, doughy, like, base covered in cheese and meat that is then fried in oil.
Amazing.
It smells super good, and they share it with you. The bread itself seems like it's made of not just flour, but like ground mushroom, which is not the most appealing idea when you first look at it, and then you smell it, and your stomach cannot help but just roar in hunger. Should you eat it, you gain advantage on strength saves for the next 24 hours.
Yeah, I'll take that. I will take that.
As every member of your party tries it, Skolna says, what is this called again? And immediately Cozy says, Krilton! It's a delicacy down here. And Skolna seems to eat a lot of it. It seems as though Skolna likes it.
When she gets a personal chef at my Kix Manor, we'll make sure that they know that recipe.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure you'll get one. Okay. And before you know it, the traps are arranged. The kobolds are like secreting themselves away in various places down
Thank
here.
you.
They all seemed very enthusiastic to work on this. They seemed more excited about the idea of a trap they've made having a purpose. And also maybe they like the distraction from whatever they would normally be doing during the day.
Sure.
While all that happens, you see the sun has long since gone down outside.
All right. Okay. So, is there like a way you can describe the basic layout of the traps? Is there like a center point and then like traps toward the river entrance and then back toward the tunnel on the other side?
So most of the traps are along the ground,
Mhm.
and you're walking over them as you're
Yep.
just talking, and they're not triggering because they have to be activated by a kobold.
Mhm.
They are arranged as such so that there's no way you can walk in or out or really on any individual square without being on a snare.
Okay. Because Lorna was she was thinking maybe she could get Nore, she could make her invisible, and then if Ffion like enters the cave or enters their line of sight, she could grab her, dimension her into like the cluster of them, and then in the midst of the traps as well,
Yeah, there's a spot where
without the
there's
potential of
three.
her seeing them.
There's a spot where 3 snares are overlapping.
Mhm.
You could absolutely suggest to Norre to do that, to have her be invisible. Like you cast greater invisibility on Norre.
Yes. And then she just grabs her by the arm and tries to get her into that spot.
Now,
Lorna will pitch
Norre will
that to
point
Norre.
out, Norre will be like, will say, the only problem with that is there's a chance she could resist the dimension door.
Mhm.
So maybe if we plan it, right when I'm grabbing her, Lilith tries to bane her?
Sorry, could you say that again?
Right when I'm grabbing her, Lilith tries to bane her.
Sure.
And Lilith says, okay, can I have a signal or something? How do I know if you're invisible? Maybe we say a word. Like maybe
Who says a word?
Like Lorna, you say a word when you. Well, maybe Norre says a word right when she grabs. I don't know.
Norre could whistle.
Yeah, sure. When I hear Norre's whistle, I'll try to bane her.
Mm-hmm. How many spell slots do you have, Lilith? Just in case we need the Bane for the interrogation later.
I can do bane 3 times.
Okay, because I don't think we'll be needing Smite, because we're obviously not trying to harm her right now.
Yeah.
So let's prioritize Bane for the purposes of restraining her and then interrogating her. And I'll be the only one out in the open because she expects to see me.
Right, and the rest of us, I'll have kind of hidden away, pass without trace.
Hidden away, but close enough that they could get involved to grab her if need be.
Yeah, not more than like 20 feet away, right? Like,
Perfect.
we can pick where Norre teleports her, so we just, be
Around
near
that
that spot.
Perfect.
Worst comes to worst, she gets out, we all dogpile. I'm sure mayhem will ensue.
And as she looks at everybody, as much as we can, we do not harm this environment. Which I don't see as setting off explosives for any reason, but you heard Scarro.
I think you're the one most likely to do like a fireball, darling.
Lorna pouts. That's not a very good restraining spell.
No, it's not.
I think I'll keep those fireball beads on my necklace today.
As that happens, Lilith says, okay, so we'll set up and you'll send the message.
That's right. She waits for everybody to get situated.
Yeah, they kind of,
before she
so
sends the
everyone kind
message.
of does kind of secret themselves away.
Ooh.
Burke is behind the group. You are out in the middle.
Mhm. But Lorna's kind of like giving a show of trying to like stay low. Like she's like if Ffion came up and saw Lorna, she's kind of like halfway behind something to like she looks like she's nervous.
Roll performance.
Okay. Performances. A natural 19, so 24.
Okay. You feel confident that you are giving the impression of someone who is anxious.
And honestly, it probably helps that she's very anxious, just for
Mhm.
different reasons.
Okay. So, remind me, what do you say?
I will message it to you. She sends the message. It goes as follows. Ffion, I've snuck into Ferrum. I need to talk to you about what to do about my dad. South of South Docks. Follow river inward.
All right. You hear the familiar voice of Ffion. She replies, "Oh, dearie, I'll head there when I can. I'm glad you're safe. Your father's been searching around Ferrum relentlessly. I'll separate shortly."
Okay. That's fine. Pause real quick.
Yep. As the message is sent, you and your party settle in, waiting for the approach of your governess, Ffion Lancaster. As you wait, you are aware that Ffion, when she arrives, is going to have a whole lot of things to try to perceive, whether she succeeds or not. Firstly is the traps, which the DC to see them is 27.
It's pretty good.
It is pretty good. But Ffion is pretty good. We'll see.
Yeah.
She rolled okay, but she didn't roll well enough to see the traps.
Rock on.
Next, the party, which is hidden by Tier, so they have advantage with stealth, and they have pass without trace. So, I'm going to roll everybody. Plus stealth at advantage plus 10. Both got a natural 20.
Nice.
Okay. And that's it. Burke has the worst with a total of a 29. That pass
Burke,
without
you
trace.
failed us.
Yeah. Really, the pass without trace is really what kind of made it insane here.
Did a lot of heavy lifting.
Okay, she rolled better on that one. All right. You hear the subtlest footsteps coming from down the tunnel. When at the edge of your vision, you see the halfling form of Ffion. When you lay eyes on Ffion for the first time in over a year, Lorna, what's going through your mind right now as you see her?
I think the predominant emotion is anger, uh, for just the hurt of feeling betrayed by someone she trusted with her life. And there's also sadness at facing this reality, since all evidence points to her betraying her as the reality. And I think a part of her that she really tries to quash down is the nostalgia, inherently feeling safe when she's Ffion and enjoying seeing her like your mom just came in the room. And you're a little girl again. And she pushes that as deep as she can get it.
Ffion navigates her way into the tunnel. And as she is, she's looking around. She's taking in everything that she's seeing. You notice that she looks at everything with a trained eye. And this is a thing that you wouldn't have noticed much when you were younger, before all of your training. But now that you're looking, she's clocking the exit. She's clocking what this environment is. She's paying attention to where you are out in the middle of this large landing above the docks. She's noticing the docks and everything around them, and the various, like the stairwell that leads up. And
to interrupt her kind of perusal, Lorna will pipe up in kind of like a nervous, quavering voice. Do you think you were followed?
She's pulled out of the focus when you ask that question. And you see that her face softens in an appearance that looks genuine.
Can I insight?
Yeah.
She gonna get me. Ooh, I rolled okay. 25. That was pretty good.
If there is real warmth behind that face, it's hard to see. It looks like she's going through emotion. Like it's not genuine.
Oh, that breaks her heart. I think that shatters something inside Lorna.
Ffion says, "Oh no, dearie, don't you worry. I don't think anyone was behind me. This is quite the place you found. This is underneath the academy?"
Yeah, I thought it would be a good place that no one would know that we came down here to talk.
Does the academy know? Do the people that you've been training with, are they aware?
I didn't tell anybody. I didn't want any risk of it getting out.
Okay, that was wise of you, girl. So, you wanted to talk, and I understand why. As she, is still approaching, you know that she's nearing the point where Norre is. She's not rushing in her approach, but she is careful in how she's looking around. She does have a chance to detect Norre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Disadvantage really is a bitch on that one. Okay. She steps out, finally on the landing proper of the underdocks. Oh, you've grown. You've grown so much.
I've learned a lot too.
I can see that. And I can see what the master's done to you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, dear.
Does she seem sorry?
Roll an insight check.
Lorna's like looking for anything to kind of like excuse her feelings. 22.
She does seem genuinely sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't look like an act. That seems... You see remorse on her face when your missing hand is very apparent and the scar on your face. You see her brow furrows. What happened with... Where did that come from?
Oh, I've gotten mixed up into lots of stuff over the year.
Dearie, have you made a deal?
I'm sure we can talk about it when we have more time, when we figure out what to do.
Okay, sure. Did you make sure you understood the terms of the deal first? I understand we may not have time to talk about it, just for your soul's sake.
I think I understood them as much as I understood the deal I made with the master.
I see. Well, and she steps forward, and that is the point where Nore had indicated she would make a move, and she's looking at you for any, like, basically a no, right? But if
Lorna's face doesn't change.
Okay, so Nore makes the move. You hear as Nore reaches out, and in that moment, Lilith stands, her sword extended. And as it is, like, revealing herself, Lilith says, "In Tyrus's name, you will fail." And she banes, or tries to bane Ffion.
Bane, bane, bane.
This is a charisma save? Yes, it is a charisma save, and that is Fion's worst save.
Hooray!
Ffion has advantage on saves against magic.
Gnomes, or halflings, or whatever she is.
That being said, Ffion is baned.
Yay!
Oh my god. Hold on. Do I have a Bane mark here? Okay, I'm gonna cast Bane as Lilith here. Ffion fails it, so Ffion is baned. There is no Bane mark, unfortunately. We use Cursed. That'll do. Which means that Ffion now has a 1d4 taken away from any saving throw so long as the Bane is in effect. As Lilith is concentrating on the Bane, Nore immediately presses her hand on Fion's shoulder. Ffion looks at you, and you see her face drops. She looks mostly shocked, but there's a hint of anger behind her eyes.
Oh, fuck you. You have anything to be angry about. I have stuff to be angry about. Fuck you, Ffion.
Nore dimension doors, and in doing so, Ffion has to make, I believe it's another wisdom save. No, another charisma save.
It was a charisma save. Really?
I think it is. Let me look. No, it's a wisdom save. She has advantage, but it's minus a d4. Okay. She does succeed on the save. So what happens is Nore teleports behind you, basically.
But still invisible. So she doesn't.
Still invisible.
Does she know she resisted something, but didn't know
she
resisted
resists
a
something.
door?
She doesn't know what it is. But in that moment, you hear behind you, "Now! Do it now!" And then you just see, and one of the snares that Nora was standing on and has teleported away from rips out and just, like, Fion's a small creature. It just goes, like, over her. Roll me a perception check real quick.
Okay. Perception. Ooh, 25.
You watch as the snare wraps around Ffion, and as it closes in on her, which she does fail to save for that, so she is
Hooray.
now restrained. Hold on. It's just one trap that she was on at that moment. There is a moment where she looks like there's like a flicker on her face where something like changes. And you see that she is looking at you with just a stern look, but she is
A
restrained.
disappointed
and bound.
mom.
That happens. Ffion is restrained.
Uh-huh. Well, let's make sure she stays that way.
How do you do that?
Lorna calls for Tier. Tier, need your knot skills.
Tier emerges from hiding and runs forward, and he runs over. As he does, you hear...
Lorna will step up with him.
Okay. Ffion looks up at you, Lorna, as Tier is tying the knots. And Ffion says, "Easy there, boy. I saw you in the fall festival. Certainly you've gotten better since then, aye?" And Tier says, "Nothing." He just looks at you. As he
Does it seem
tightens the
like
knots.
she's trying to cast something? Lorna doesn't know if she can do magic or not, but she's wary.
No, she doesn't seem to be casting a spell. She seems like she's biding her time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've got me, Jerry. Now, what do you want?
An honest conversation.
Was all
Think
this
you can manage
necessary
that?
for it?
I don't know. Was it? Would you have talked to me honestly if I asked you to? Are you capable of it?
Capable, aye.
Willing is a different matter.
Ask your questions.
Are you going to be honest?
She doesn't answer.
Well, we won't be giving you much of a choice in that matter, I suppose. So, let's see here. She will take her staff. She'll take it out of the ring of the squire because she wasn't brandishing her super awesome staff while she was trying to look scared.
Okay, sure.
Just it appears in her hand, and she will cast Zone of Truth.
Okay.
She's still baned?
She is still baned.
Lorna will place a hand on her before she casts the Zone of Truth. Nope. How long does... Let me see how long Bestow Curse lasts. She'll actually look at Nore and say, "Suggestion, please."
Nori's invisible.
As she'll look where she thinks Nore is.
Yeah, sure, okay. Nore, steps up next to you. And as she plays a shrill note on her lyre, she says...
Before she casts Suggestion, I need to do the Bestow Curse, which will give her disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws with an ability score.
Okay.
And it's Wisdom saves for Suggestion, right?
It is.
Okay, so she's going to do it for Wisdom saves.
Okay,
But
so
it's a Wisdom save for a Bestow Curse to work, so it's an 18.
she has advantage on saves against magic. She succeeds.
Okay. Well, it didn't work, so Nora will have to... Did she have a D minus D4 on that?
Uh-huh. I rolled a
Okay.
natural 19.
All right, well, Suggestion, please.
Yep, here comes the save some suggestion as Nore says... You'll answer all of our questions truthfully and honestly so that Lorna can have the whole true story as to what actually happened to her. To that suggestion, she fails.
Oh.
Okay. The effect takes hold. Ffion is suggested. And as she's bound, with Tier like holding a hand on the knot, Ori says, "It took."
Great. Fail safe. She casts Zone of Truth with two charges from her staff, just in case.
Okay,
Double
so it's
the
a
layers of.
charisma save? Or non-wisdom save?
I think it's also a wisdom save. Oh no, it's a charisma 18. Hey.
Rolling the Bane. The Bane made it fail.
Nice.
You see Ffion just closes her eyes. And you see there's like a small smirk that appears on her face.
I don't like that. Can I insight? Is she just trying to make me think that she's got something up her sleeve, or is she bluffing, or is she not worried at all?
Roll insight.
$18.
You can't tell.
Why are you smirking? She asks, just to test to see if it works.
She looks at you, and you see her face grows placid once more, and she says, "That has nothing to do with what happened."
What does it have to do with?
She doesn't say anything.
Didn't the suggestion say you will answer Lorna's questions?
Regarding what happened was the full suggestion.
Lorna just kind of pouts at Norre.
Who's invisible, and so you cannot see her.
She pouts in where she heard her voice.
You just hear Norre say, "Sorry, I didn't think about that."
Okay. Lorna bites her lip as she's considering things.
As you are, Anscombe reveals himself from his hiding place and accidentally goes invisible, and then goes, like, basically stand next to Tier and opposite you from her. All of you for little old me.
I guess I just took you seriously.
Good.
I wish you'd done the same for me.
I did.
Well, she can't lie, so that's... Lorna will say, fine. Let's get to it then. Where's the Master's safe ground?
There is a moment where you see she smirks a little bit. Lexington Plaza in the city of Brass.
Jesus. That makes sense. Lexington Plaza in the city of Brass. Okay. Is that the only place you consider safe?
You see she thinks about that for a moment, but then she says, "Aye."
Does she have other locations that she tends to spend long periods of time in?
Define long.
More than a day?
Yes.
More than a week?
Not often.
Where are those places?
She considers Port Relo, Port Sancture, Tucka, Bruxelles, Luton Hillheim.
Are there specific buildings, like safe houses, that she spends that time in?
Yes.
Hey.
You didn't say anything.
I said, what are they? What are they called? Where are they?
Road warehouses. They don't have specific names. They have
But do you have
owners.
locations?
Not of all of them.
Give me the ones that you have.
In Port Royal, the Black Tree Warehouse, west side of town. 131 Black Tree Avenue.
Is that the only one you know specifically?
It's the only one that has an address. In Port Sanctuary, you visited the other one there. If you don't recall,
Oh, I remember it.
then you should be able to find it again,
I believe so, because they've changed things.
I haven't.
That was maybe foolish of them.
She doesn't reply.
All right. I'm going to go back to my list of things. Who is the master to you? Just a boss?
There's a pause as she considers how to answer your question. Until finally she says, a colleague.
Colleague? You think you're equals?
No.
How long have you worked for her?
I don't.
How long have you worked with her?
She furrows her brow as she considers the answer, and then she says, 25 years?
Who do you actually work for? Yourself?
No. Queen Renesia.
Does Lorna know who that is?
Yeah. Roll a history check.
Queen? Queen? Hold on. History is +9. Come on. 18.
What did you
Did you hear
say?
me?
I couldn't hear you, no.
I said 18.
18. Yeah, Renesia is the surname of Dare.
Oh, so you worked with the master because the master's patron is the queen.
Aye.
How long have you worked for Queen Renesia?
There's a pause as she considers. 110 years?
Did Lorna know she was that old?
No. And she doesn't look that old for a halfling.
You've got a good shelf life.
You have no idea.
That's right. Did you enter my father's employ, and she puts the air quotes around it, because the master told you to, or because your queen told you to?
Would it make a difference?
Yeah, it would, actually.
My queen told me to.
Why did she tell you to?
I don't know.
Were you working for my father before I came around? Or when after, if so? For. Sorry, I'm typing. Let's see. How did the master know about Atlantis's journal?
I found it.
And you told her about it.
No, I read it, and my queen told her about it.
What was the point of separating us?
You don't know. You know all this so far, and you don't.
I have guesses, but I want to actually hear it.
To gain access to the foundries bound within the Kraus factories and manufacturers throughout the southern coasts of Ceres, and Iron Gate itself proper.
So, it was all just for financial gain, ultimately.
Aye.
The intention was distract Lord Cross with his missing daughter so you could manipulate things.
You are smart as ever.
Do you mean that in like a patronizing way? Or like a genuine way?
She's under zone of truth.
That's true. Did you gain from that? I know how the master gains from it financially as the head of this road.
Gain. What do you mean?
Did you gain anything from separating my dad and I? Besides maybe the pleasure of lives.
I do as my queen bids.
Are you a warlock of hers?
No.
Leave and answers. Are there any other double agents that you know of working for my dad or with him in some capacity, like you were?
No.
Okay. Is the master ever alone?
No.
When is she most minimally surrounded by people?
You see, she actually considers that question. Do you intend to kill her?
Yes.
When she's in Lexington Plaza in the city of Brass.
Who are the people who never leave her side?
An assassin, also from the city of Brass. Her bodyguard. I can't remember his name. That's it.
I'm just sure the assassin tends to stay out of sight.
Typically.
I once found out that the master's greatest weakness is. Why do you think that is?
Say again, you cut out.
I once found out that the master's greatest weakness is her patron. Why do you think that is? Is she too reliant on her?
You see, she's considering the question. Do you want me to guess?
As best you can, educated.
She relies on my queen for everything. Doesn't lean on her own talents as much as she should.
I suspect. Will your queen be mad at you for telling me all of this?
No.
Why?
Because it won't matter.
Why?
As soon as you're done questioning me, I'm going to kill you.
Well, I appreciate your confidence. I guess I'll just extend the time it takes then so I can live a little longer.
Do as you like.
If you don't manage to kill me, would she be mad?
That won't be my problem, will it?
I don't know. I don't know where your soul's going to go after you die.
Me neither.
I guess it's not a worry at the present moment, but it will be soon. Do you think there's ever a chance that your queen will end her support of the master?
Yes.
Any way of convincing her? How?
You see, Ffion takes a breath. She kind of lets it out slow, with a small smirk on her face, as if she's trying to keep back a laugh.
Hmm.
The master is hale, is greedy.
Lorna nods. Yeah, that tracks.
Short-sighted. She's done much for my queen that has earned much of her power, but she overreaches. She wants more, always. My queen does not have patience for those who take without giving. You hear Lois just say, "I fucking bet."
So if we could push the master into demanding too much from your queen, she might just say, "Fuck you, you spoiled brat."
I could see it happen.
Has she ever gotten close to doing that?
Aye.
Recently?
No.
Hmm.
Some fuss about Shona.
Back when she lived there?
I don't know the details.
That's disappointing. I know there was some drama about the murder of her dad, and everyone thinks she did it.
Something about that, aye.
Interesting. Did you know where we were the past couple of days?
No.
Does anyone? Do you think the master knows?
I think you overestimate how close the master follows you.
Maybe I do. She did try to kill us on a tram recently, though, so she knew we were there.
She sees
somebody
you
did.
as a thorn in her side that she occasionally remembers to send someone to kill.
Right. Okay. Do you think she will consider us more of a threat if you die?
Yes. So would I.
That's fair. Do you know Jacques de Coir and why he was employed to attempt to kill us?
I'm gonna roll to see if she knows him. Aye, he's some Ponce that was part of an assassin's guild.
Yeah. I was just wondering if it went deeper than that. He's on the list too, don't worry.
He's insignificant.
Yeah. That's kind of what I figured too. I was just curious. I have one more really important question. It might be the easiest for you to answer.
Go on.
Did you ever care about me?
She looks at you. And you see there's a moment of pain on her face. Hi.
Do you still?
Aye.
Does it matter?
No.
I think Lorna was trying to keep this kind of like tough, stoic, like mildly amused persona to like look more in control than she actually was. But I think after Ffion says no, it doesn't matter, and she's already said that once this is over, I'll kill you. I think like the grief on her face, like how much she doesn't want to have to do what she knows she has to. That was my last question.
Are you sure?
No. But it has to end at some point, doesn't it?
It does. If it helps. You are like a daughter for me.
That doesn't help at all.
You see Ffion nods with a frown. And then Tier recoils as his hand suddenly burns.
Oh.
She breaks the restraint by flashing out of her form. And where Ffion was, you see there is slowly standing an older looking, maybe like a fire genasi.
Oof. Oh, she's cool. Ffion the Firebrand! That's so cool!
She draws from her belt a scimitar. And in a voice that's not the same, but similar. Now we have to finish what we started.
Yeah, we do.
From behind, you hear a kobold say, "What the fuck?" And that is where we're going to call it this session.
I hope it was Grizz.
That's where we call tonight's session. So,
Oh, man. It would have been easier if she hadn't cared.
yeah, I bet it would have. As we come to the end of the session, I want to thank you for playing with me. I hope you had a good time. To all of you who are at
Swimming
home,
for emotional damage.
to all of you who are at home or at work watching, hi Pen, hi Sleepy, hi Class, everybody else, we love you all, and I wish you a good night.
What good night.